Welcome back to art class, boys and girls. I'm so glad you're here. It's time to make some art. Today, your learning goal is I can name and draw the parts of a flower. So we're going to take a look at the book, The Tiny Seed by Eric Carle. I hope you've had a chance to watch the story on YouTube. I put a link in our lesson for this. If you haven't, then hopefully at some point you'll get a chance to read that book. But if you haven't, it's about a tiny seed who travels through the air and gets planted in the ground and becomes a beautiful, really extra tall flower. So we're going to discover what happens to make a flower grow today. So we need to learn about the different parts of a plant. So here's our picture that we are about to create. So you're going to get your drawing materials ready in just a minute. But before we do that, let's take a look at this picture and everything that it involves. So number one, that seed has to get planted in the ground, in the soil, in the dirt. So here's our seed. Next, the roots have to grow, and they always grow down into the soil where they can get nutrients. You can see our little worm friend over there. Now, after the roots have grown, a shoot comes out of the top of the seed, and it becomes the stem of the flower or whatever plant that grows. Off of the stem, we find leaves. The leaves help soak up sunlight, which help provide nutrients for the plant after it starts to grow. Then we finally get the bloom or the flower. And the flower can be all different colors. And these are called the petals. So the petals can be yellow or red or blue or purple or so many different colors. So get your pencil, paper, and crayons ready because we are about to draw this and you can follow along with me. We're going to start with the dirt and the seed. So you can draw with your pencil and color later. All right, I have my paper in front of me. Here we go. Even though I'm using marker, you can use your pencil for this. About 2/3 of the way down the paper, you're going to draw a line across. Leave a little bit of space at the bottom for some roots, but a lot of space at the top for your flower. I'm going to draw an oval-like shape for my seed, but seeds can be lots of different shapes. So yours could be a circle or a football shape. There are lots of different sizes and shapes of seeds. So we need to draw some roots coming out of our seed. They're just little squiggly lines all connected coming out of our seed. There's usually quite a few roots once the plant has had a chance to grow and establish itself in the ground. Just little wavy, squiggly lines. Next is going to come a straight line going up out of the dirt. I hope you planted your seed underneath the dirt. I forgot to mention that before. But now we're going to do two lines parallel from each other, right across from each other, going up, and that is going to be the stem of your flower. That's what you would usually pick. If you're out in a field picking a flower, you'd pick the stem. Going to draw kind of a curved football shape coming off of my stem, and that's going to be my first leaf. I'm going to draw 2 leaves today, but if you want to add more leaves, you can do that. Author and illustrator Mr. Eric Carle has more than 2 leaves on his flower. I'm adding these lines in the center of my leaf because if you've ever seen a real leaf, there are lines in there, and these lines help carry the nutrients throughout the leaf. It's like the veins of the leaf is what we call them. Kind of like your hand has veins, if you look really closely, that our blood flows through our body. Well, these veins of the leaf carry the chlorophyll, or the food, throughout the plant. Up here, leave a little bit of space between our stem and the middle of the flower and draw a circle kind of floating above the stem a little ways. It looks funny right now, but then we're going to add this petal. So watch first, and then you can do it. I'm going to add a petal to connect that. And it still looks really funny, but I promise in a minute it's going to all come together. We're going to keep adding petals all the way around your flower. Curved petal shapes all the way around. Now our flower is complete. We have the stem, the leaves, the petals, the roots, the seed, the dirt, even the veins of the leaves. But now we're going to add a couple little details, and then we'll be able to color. Now in the dirt, in the soil, there's usually a bunch of little bumps and sometimes rocks and sometimes worms. So I'm going to add a little worm over here. You do not have to, but I think it's kind of fun to add a worm in the dirt. You could add a beetle or some other kind of bug. Ants live in the dirt. Think of something else that might live underground that you could add in your soil. And all those little dots that I'm drawing are just little rock dots or soil dots to make it look like it's grainy, sandy soil. All right, it's time to color. I'm speeding this up, but if you need to pause the video, you sure can. I have a pink worm, some brown for my dirt and my seed, green for my stem and leaves. I'm going to make my flower look like Mr. Eric Carle's flower from his book, A Tiny Seed. So I'm going to make my flower red with a yellow center, but you can make yours different if you want. I'm going to give my flower a blue sky because I just want it to look like a bright blue sky, sunny day. All right, boys and girls, great job drawing your flower today. I hope you had a lot of fun. I hope you made the flower your own. You can pick whatever color you want to draw your flower, to color your flower. And I hope you had a lot of fun making it. So when you're done, please head over to Flipgrid and show it to me and tell me what you like about it and how it turned out. Tell me a little bit about a glow and a grow, something that you like and something that you think you could have done better. I can't wait to see it, and I hope you have a great day.